Good morning from Chicago. It is Sunday morning, and I'm recovering from our chouette yesterday, our typical Chicago chouette, where yesterday we had 6 players, and we had several uh, positions where it was contested, or people bet or argued about what the right play or cube action is, and I think they're interesting. So I saved the 8 most interesting ones, and I've turned it into a quiz. You can take this quiz at your own speed, pause after looking at the position before I show the answer, and see how you did. I'd love feedback uh, from anybody if they want to tell me if they prefer this format or an actual PowerPoint or something else. Well, here's our first problem. Cube is in the center. These are all money games. Red is on roll, and red to play 4-3. So pause the video, think about how you would play 4-3, and I'm going to quickly show the answer. So go ahead and pause it, think about your play, and here comes the answer. Proper play is to hit off the ace. And I have to tell you, this is in the order that I took the pictures. This is earlier in the day, and I don't remember exactly who did what here. I know that this was a play that I'm not going to name names as far as who got plays right or wrong, unless, of course, I made a genius play myself. But I think this was the wrong play that was made over the board. And again, the right play is to leave one blot, hit off the ace. I think the logic is pretty simple here. You want to get rid of that checker on your ace point. Hopefully he'll come in on the 3 or the 5 or dance, and then you're in a very good position. Now, the real question is, what happens if he dances? Do you have a double? Does he have a take? That's a good question, and that's one of the reasons why this play is the right play. So ask yourself that question. What's the cube action here? Because that would be the next question. Because this didn't happen in the chouette, because this play was not the play that's made. This didn't come up, and I don't think this play was made, and I don't think he danced. I know he didn't hit. You'll see very soon. But what would you do here for cube action? Would red double? And if red doubled, would blue take or pass? What do you think? Again, pause the video. Big, huge pass. That's one of the major reasons that this play is the right play. If he dances, which happens 25% of the time, he rolls combinations of 2, 3, or 5. What if he came in and didn't hit? Let's just give him coming in on the 3 and say he moves a checker forward some. Let's take a look and see what happens here. I would think this is a take. I'm not sure it's a double. I don't think it's a double, is my guess. Oh, it is a double. I might have missed this one. I didn't think very long about it, but I really might have missed this one. It's a double and a take. And obviously, if he comes in on the 5, that's even better for red. So this is more of a double. And really, it's all about the same. It surprises me. At any rate, double take if he comes in, and pass if he dances. Okay, let's go to the next problem. Number 2. This is a recube. Red is on roll, and the question is, should red redouble and should blue take or pass? Again, pause the video if you need more time. I can just hit the button instead of showing the answer because I've already done it. It's a small pass. Obviously, blue is more likely to miss than red, but and even if red misses on the first roll, blue would not have a redouble. So that's a major reason. These are not that easy to figure out. I think obviously if you just move 1 pip for blue, he's going to have a big take, huge take. Look what that 1 pip did. It reduces his misses by quite a bit. Let's try a different pip. I'm not sure how big a difference this one would make. Yeah, another huge take. So how many people are able to figure out that 1 pip difference? Now, let's give red a bad roll here. Let's say he rolls a 1. Let's say he rolls, he does redouble. And let's say that blue had the cube and red rolled a 1. You think blue has a redouble here? I don't think so. It's a beaver. Yeah, blue's still a big underdog. What if he were here? I'd still say it's any two or three just about, except for the doubles, and he misses. So he's not going to have a redouble, and that's one of the major reasons why it was a pass in the first place. Okay, let's go to the next one. Number three. Number three. This is another cube action problem. Red is on roll. Should red double? And if he does, should blue take or pass? Okay, I'm going to the answer. This is a beaver. I know people who thought this might be a pass. Over the board, it was doubled, and there was certainly no talk of beaver. I think everybody in our chouette over the board thought this was a pretty strong position for red. Red could hit, red could blitz, red could roll a 5. As a matter of fact, red did roll a 5, and red hit. And it did not go well for red. But this was doubled and taken, appropriately taken, but again, it's a huge beaver, which I honestly didn't think at the time it was a beaver. So I'm going to study this one some more. I'm going to study all these some more. I think this is a good one. Okay, let's go to number 4. We don't see a lot of beavers in our chouette. We had a couple of them yesterday. Number 4. Okay, red obviously hit blue in the bear off. Blue has 6 checkers off. Now I was red, and I knew I have a formula for this. I know that I'm not supposed to redouble until I close my board and take 2 checkers off. 4 fewer checkers is the formula. If he's still on the bar and I have 4 checkers off and a smooth bear off, it's redouble take. If I have 2 checkers off. If I have 3 checkers off, he has a pass. If I have 1 checker off, I don't have a recube. But what happened is I rolled double 4s and didn't get to the smoothest recube, and then he came in. So we get to this point. Should red redouble? And if red redoubles, should blue take or pass? Okay. Going to the answer. It is not a redouble. It's almost a blunder to redouble, and it's an easy take. Over the board, I did redouble. I thought I might get some passes, and I was wrong. I was taken, and it got down to the last roll, and fortunately, I think blue could have rolled doubles and beaten me, and didn't. So I got lucky, because I shouldn't have redoubled here, and I did. Again, it was wrong to redouble, but I think it might be right to redouble humans here, because you might get some passes. If I can get a pass 14% of the time, according to XG, it's a good redouble, and I really thought I might get a pass here. And I must tell you, I thought it was maybe a small redouble, or maybe not. I thought it might have been a small mistake. If I had known it was a 0.7 error, I wouldn't have done it. So honestly, I thought it was closer to being a redouble. Okay, next one. Stack and Straggler, Mr. Trice. Number 5. This is, I think, that same game where she was supposed to hit off the ace and didn't. Any rate, red's still holding the cube here, which is appropriate. And how should red play double 1? Now, we play when you have 6 or more players. If you're in the box, you have a partner. And my partner and I argued about this one, and I ended up convincing him to make the correct play. So, what do you think is the correct play? I'm going to show the answer. It's the switch. It's just easier to bring home, get him off of here. Yes, he might come in on the ace, but the ace is a long way from here. And if he comes in higher, it's easier to bring it home. So I did make this play. And we certainly had a funny-looking game after that. And I'll show you what happened, because we do have some cube action, or recube action, coming up on the next position. So, made the switch. He came in higher, and we're here. And this should be recube action. Let me put the cube on red side. Should red redouble? And if red redoubles, should blue take or pass is the question. What would you do? Okay, the answer is it's a beaver again. A very, very tough situation. Uh, and I must tell you that we did redouble, and we were taken, and we got lucky. We had a pick and pass here a couple times. Here, I think we rolled a 6-2, and we picked and passed, and didn't get hit. But shame on us for redoubling. But it's later in the day, or you look at the sheet. If we can get a pass 30% of the time, it's right. You can justify it, but I can't give you a good excuse for my partner and I redoubling here. We were just so happy to get to this point after the ugly position we had and after the switch. And nobody even talked or thought about beavering. Most people thought it was a good redouble. Okay, so live and learn. Welcome to the Chicago Chouette. Come on over. All visitors are welcome. Last week we had Matt Cohn-Geyer. We'll play with anybody. So come on over. Okay, next. Double three to play. This was butchered by the player, by the way. Absolutely, completely butchered. I'm not even going to tell you what he did. We call it brain fart. But what play would you make here? What is the right play? After he butchered it, several people said, oh, you should have done this, you should have done that, and most people suggested a wrong play. Okay, pause the video, because I'm going to show the answer. Most people thought you should make one bar or the other, and they're both wrong. This is the best play by far. Come up. Your priority is to get these checkers up to the edge of the prime, which is more important than either bar. If you have too stiff a game to play, let's see what happens if you make his bar. This is not an easy game to bring home without leaving some shots from here or here. And what about making your own bar? That's kind of pretty, but these guys are going to start getting into trouble. You get counter prime. You really don't have ammunition to attack these unless you break your prime, and he's going to come in most of the time, 20 out of 36 times if you hit loose. So going through the possible scenarios from here, and of course realizing that you have the cube access, this is the right play. Okay, let's move on. Number 8, last one. Double 6. I don't think this is that hard, but it was debated quite a bit, and the right play was eventually made. I'll give Carter and Herb were the partners in this one. I'll give them credit. They did make the right play after some discussion. I don't mind naming names when they get it right. Okay. The right play is to blitz, make 2 interboard points. Let me hit the arrows. And that's number 1. Play number 2 is making the 1 and the 2 point, which gives you more builders for the other points. But remember, blue is already holding the cube, and you're going to get a lot more gammons by blitzing. Other plays that were discussed, this is one play that was discussed, and fortunately they did rule it out and made the right play. Okay, that's it. I hope you're convinced that we're bad enough players that you want to move to Chicago and join our Chouette. We're always looking for more players. We play every Saturday afternoon, every Tuesday afternoon, and then we usually get in another 1 or 2 or 3 games a week in the afternoons, depending on who's available, who's in town, and how's the weather. And we play at a lovely Starbucks in the heart of the Gold Coast. Again, give me a call if you're ever in Chicago and you want to take advantage of us. Thanks for watching, and hope you enjoy this. Bye.